This episode of Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. To get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
What about our Quasar podcast, The Quantum Zone?
What about our Quasar podcast?
Wendell Vaughn, the first Earthman ever appointed protector of the universe. Bonded to the energy-transforming quantum man, weapons and symbols of his station, he fights an ongoing battle to defend all life in the universe from cosmic evil as Quasar.
That's right. It's the last week of Quantumus. And those of you listening to the podcast, you've had no break in the schedule, but as far as you know, it never happened. But Matt Kona returning to the United States. Oh, sorry. I am Phil. There's Will.
I'm Will.
And the one who doesn't rhyme, who has returned, that is Matt.
Yeah, I'm back. The prodigal son has returned. Yes. Yeah.
They let the Punisher back in the country.
That's right.
I did.
Yeah, it's Quantumus. But I know we discussed this before, but Will, I told you, like, Lilith and like everyone is like now taken with your the infamous
What about
drop.
our Quasar podcast, The Quantum Zone?
I mean, it's a trend now. I mean, I got.
Hey, what about that Comic Capers? And what about our Newcastle Crew podcast?
And what about our Ways World podcast? And what about our Interconnectivity podcast?
Everybody wants to be you, man.
We've started a trend, haven't we?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
I started with Will.
Yeah, if you're ever plugging other podcasts, be like, hey, make sure you can listen to the whole Capes and Lunatics network. You list a few, and then play that drop. Okay.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, we even have Brian Edward Hill who writes comics and TV shows.
This is Brian Edward Hill, and you're listeing to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
I'm so jealous of that voice. As
I know,
podcasting, I'm like, I want that voice.
Hi, I'm.
I know.
Yeah. Doesn't sound like the voice of a writer. He should be like an announcer. He should be. No, he's missing. Maybe he could read his own. He could do straight to audio, but
Yeah.
subvert the whole publishing game.
All of you writers, that's at Matt Kona on Twitter.
It wasn't meant to be derogatory. I was like, this guy, he could be reading things that other people are writing with a voice, with pipes like those.
I didn't mean to insult all you pansy writers. I was just.
Most writers have terrible voices. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Wait for Will to say that's not true.
Yeah.
I need it to crack when I say it, right? That's not true.
All right, before we get into the issues, all forgetting all that nonsense, Shoshan left some, our good buddy Shoshan, number one fan, left some feedback on the Facebook groups, which you can too. Follow us on Facebook, get in the group. He wrote about, since we recorded early and everything, he was writing about the 2 episodes back when we did Captain America 217, the first appearance of Quasar. Or I'm sorry, Marvel Boy. Shoshan said, "Hey guys, I just listened to the podcast covering Captain America 217. Wow, you guys have things pretty well mapped out for 2 years solid. I better say my prayers, eat my veggies, and avoid killing anyone to stay out of prison, or I'm going to miss out." You should check into that. Did they not let you listen to podcasts in prison?
How could you? You have like a transistor radio, unless there's some college station that's bootlegging podcasts for airtime.
I don't judge however people sneak their phones or Bluetooth devices into. Where'd you get that?
They have libraries in prison. I don't know if they have internet access, but that is a good question. We should find some answers to that.
That's true. Hey, any prisoners listen to us, please write in.
Email us. If you're a prisoner, email us. We know they can write. I used to work for a college radio station, and I would get letters from prisoners all the time, and like requesting songs and things like that. And like one time, we would solicit bands to send their demos and CDs in, and so we would give out the address, and prisoners would use that to write requests. But one time I was like, yeah, send us anything. Demos, cassettes, CDs, tapes, butter, and a prisoner mailed us packets of butter. He mailed me a smushed up packet of butter. And,
How to get it out of prison, Kona? You didn't eat it, did you?
No. He put it in an envelope. I was like, what is this suspicious stain on this envelope? And why, So, yeah, there you go. So, shout out to any of the boys behind the wall.
He's like, you got a pretty voice.
Oh,
Did you have like a DJ name or anything?
Well, the name of the show was Radio Beat, so I just called myself Matt Radio Beat. Nothing very clever, so unfortunately.
Okay.
But
because a little bit of trivia, I believe the comic book writer Mark Waid. I think I read somewhere he was in college radio and he called himself Captain America because that was like his favorite character.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I forget what school, I forget what college it was, but yeah. So anyway, Shoshan's trying to stay out of prison.
Okay, good. Keep that up. Good plan.
But anyways, whenever I read online about the creator of Wendell's Quasar character, I always see Roy Thomas and Don Glut's name tossed around. They did the absolute thinnest backstory for him. It's almost as thin as Marvel Boy's red, whitey, tidy underwear he's wearing. Grunwald deserves way more credit. I also don't like to change the Bob Grayson's origin story. That completely irks me. I think, we were talking about the whole clone thing or whatever that was.
Yeah, Agents of Atlas and all that.
Yeah. It's like they, Marvel higher-ups, had a sudden change of heart and completely rewrote history. How both Eon and Death Urge believe Grayson had the original quantum bands when supposedly he didn't doesn't make sense. Well, I think he did. It was just a clone had him. But yeah, I see his point. It's like, shouldn't Eon have known that wasn't the real Bob Grayson? Yeah. I mean, I could see Death Urge just messing with him even if he knew. But yeah, Eon should have knew.
Well, maybe Eon was like, that's pretty complicated. I'll just tell him that he had him and let's just leave it at that, Yeah. No prize me.
All right, hold on. This is the most important part. Great job on the episode, by the way. The humor puns were spot on. What's the plans for next month? By the way, I knew something big was coming, but I think it's still a mystery. Oh, that's right. It's a January
into mystery. Yes,
that's right. We've been so tight-lipped on that. Nobody knows what's coming.
Nobody knows about that.
Next episode, Will.
Next episode. We step on the gas and we don't let off for 12 issues, 13 issues. It's pretty awesome.
What of the
Quasar?
Yeah.
Of the series.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's Journey, and then it's two issues, and then it's right into Cosmos.
I think it's 17. Yeah, 2 issues and then into Cosmos, and then
although we got a bunch of Avengers in the middle there.
That's true. Yeah, we have. And then we'll hit Operation Galactic Storm. Yeah, we've got.
And then we'll finish we'll finish 2019 with Galactic Storm.
Yeah.
It's like 3 big storylines. It's like Journey, Cosmos, Galactic Storm. There's our year.
There you go.
Some Avengers mixed in. Yeah.
Year's done.
Lord. All right, should we get to these issues?
Sounds good to me.
Because we have 2, like we said, our last Quantumus, our last episode of the year, Incredible Hulk 232 and 233 from February 79 and March 79. Yes.
Wow.
So, Mr. Kona, do you want to do the honors on 232?
Sure, I'll give it a shot. All right. So we'll start out with the cover. You see a lot of gunfire on the shoulder and shield areas of Hulk and Captain America. Hulk, of course, doesn't have a shield. He looks very angry and perturbed. He just woke him up with bad news. Green Goliath joins shield-slinging Avenger to fight the battle below.
Hey, don't forget Marvel's TV sensation.
Yes!
Oh, true. Yeah. It's kind of the peak of Ferrignomania.
Yeah. I think that we decided that we looked it up, and that cover's by Dan Adkins. on penciling and inks, we think.
Cool. So, in the front page, big splash page, you got a lot of stuff going on, and laid out all over the floor is that Green Goliath and the shield-slinging Avenger, and of course Marvel Man. He's Marvel Man at this point. So he's already changed names a couple times.
He hit puberty.
Yeah.
It went from just crusading to becoming a boy and then a man. And now he's slumped off in the corner. And Bonk from Bonk's Great Adventure is over him. No, that's Animus, right? Animus in the loincloth, brandishing a real big club, and not the Kingpin, looming over Captain America. And it now, like you mentioned it a little bit at the beginning, how we haven't missed a beat in terms of releasing podcasts by the week.
Yes.
But I'm a little shaky on the names. That's Kligger is the not Kingpin guy, and Moonstone is the lady villain, all decked out in gold above the face down Hulk. And then to the right, you have a very waterfalled up Goliath.
Wait a minute.
Goliath, right? No?
Falcon.
Falcon, that's right. Okay.
Wait a minute. That's Kligger? Why isn't he wearing a dress?
Oh, yeah. Nah,
it's 79 issue. Had to make a 70.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be Kona tonight. Just like
I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot the plot. The plot is Roger Stern, Dave Michelini, words, Sal Buscema, and M. Esposito with the art, Costanza letters, and colors Ben Sean, Mary Jo Duffy, the editor, and Jim Shooter, editor-in-chief.
Yeah.
So, Animus, getting real angry. I trust you are duly gratified, Kligger. Your foes have been incapacitated, and now I assume that you wish them to die. I think that's how he said it. And Kligger's even very well in the moment. He says, rather shrilly put, my dear Animus, but nevertheless precise.
That's right.
And we flip to the next page, which is this cool 9-panel headshot of all close-ups of all the characters that were introduced in the last page, and 2 new ones. So starting from left to right, on the top panel you got closed-eyed Captain America, then face down Incredible Hulk, and head in the shoulder Marvel Man. And then you got Animus looking like he's still mid-shrill shriek of die. And then you got Moonstone, and then someone that we haven't seen, the prize, an angry young man himself, a victim. One Jim Wilson, who looks very angry at being victimized. And then the bottom panel, you see the Falcon underneath the water, as Bates, erstwhile partner of Captain America, Sam Wilson. And next to him, 2 very angry corporate-looking bad guys. West Coast Corporation head, Curtis Jackson, chomping on the cigar, looking kind of Reagan-esque, like a young Ronald Reagan. And we're going to get like a little allusion to that later, although this is a few years prior to his presidency beginning. Just 2. And then you got Kligger, who looks less Kingpenny and more clay monster-like at the bottom of the corner. And his East Coast counterpart, Eugene Kligger, Senator Eugene Kligger Stivak, that is. Hard men who even now continue to barter.
Nice.
And but the start of the next page, it looks like Kligger and Jackson are recording an album, because it looks like Jackson's in the control room and Kligger's laying down some tracks.
Will you carry out the directive?
You know, West Coast and East Coast styles begin, right? Like, this is like
East Coast West Coast battle, yeah.
Yeah, this predates the rap battles of the 90s. Wow. So Kliger,
which one of them killed Tupac?
yeah. Oh, I don't know. But Jackson is Tupac in this equation, and Stivak is Biggie, and he kind of looks like a that kind of fits, you know. He looks notorious too. So they're cutting an album, and Kliger asks Jackson, "Before I have Animus carry out her directive, will you reconsider a trade? The Wilson boy for Captain America?" Which seems like a pretty pretty lopsided trade. I mean, who knows the condition that Captain America is in, though. He's passed out, it could be. And then the Wilson boy, not very happy to be awake and involved in his own transactions, says, "Hey man, what do you think I am? A blue chip stock?" And that's I don't think anybody thought that. Then Captain America begins coming to. Hit the thought bubbles. "That's it, son. Just keep talking. No one realizes I'm back among the living yet. If I can just keep their attention, will I make my way over to..." Oh, but then you see the big gold leg of Moonstone. Notice Cap's awake. "Kliger, this one's awake." That's my Moonstone impression. "Ah, nuts. Thanks, Cap. But hey," Moonstone says, "groggy. He's still groggy. No match for one of my laser blasts." And then shoots him directly in the shield with the Zarak. And that's the first sound effect of the evening. ZZHRAK, Zarak. But it's followed shortly by Plush, and Cap is in the water with his former title mate, the Falcon. And as we flip the pages past the Micronauts and BB Guns ads,
You'll shoot your eye out.
For long seconds, bubbles rise from the swirling waters. Captain America, however, does not. Kliger seems very excited in the midst of the trading going on in the next room. "Magnificent Moonstone, at last you've rid me of that patriotic thorn in my side." But he was trying to make a trade. Now he's got money. Then that pesky Wilson boy, still bound with ropes, gives him a kick in the shin. Says, "You insensitive crud. That thorn was a living legend." And then Kliger backhand slaps him with a whap. "Impudent child, hold your tongue." How's he supposed to hold his tongue? His hands are tied behind his back. And then, because if he holds it with his lips, he'll just make a raspberry.
Yeah.
And Kliger just angry, he's trading, he's angry about everything. And then a dog starts growling at him. And he says, "And as for you, you slavering cur." Oh, that sounds real slavery. "Keep your snarls to yourself, unless you'd care to learn the taste of shoe leather." Like I don't think he has to be that wordy with threatening a dog. Like, you're gonna get some shoe leather, and that's the worst kind of leather.
"What's that, lassie? You want some shoe leather?"
Yeah. And finally, hey, it's page 6. There's 2 panels left, and the star of the book, the gamma-ridden Bruce Banner as Hulk, wakes up angry.
Strap in. We're gonna get some Kona as Hulk.
Oh man, all right. However, a certain grim green giant, only now coming awake to the sight of one of his few friends being brutally beaten. First of all, it's a little shade to throw at the Hulk in his first panel. Guy only has a few friends, but
Yeah.
he just might have something to say about that. Oh, and here he does. "So, Fat Man likes picking on helpless boys, eh? Now Hulk will pick on Fat Man." And that ends this time metal lady. You guys know, can you shed any light on that time metal? Oh, that's like...
He finishes it off in the third panel, and this time, Metal Lady, you won't get in Hulk's way.
Oh, okay, all right. I thought he was listing all the people that he's about to pick on. He's like, I'm gonna pick on the fat man and this time metal lady. All right, so he's threatening Kligger on one page, and the next he says, "And this time, metal lady grabs Moonstone's arm and throws her. Won't get in Hulk's way. And I assume he throws her at Kligger because she's kind of asking about it. And you go, whip. He kind of throws her like you would throw a frisbee by the arm motion, which probably didn't do a lot of wonders for her shoulder sockets. And
bang zoom to the moon, Stone.
And so we got Animus now doing a mind blast to the back of the head and back of Hulk. Hulk's trying to continue his rant. Now it's Animus. You're quite a resilient fellow, Hulk, but I'm afraid that Animus requires your death. And in the same way that he said die. Very shrill, all caps bubble there. And Hulk, of course, not having it, whips his head around like a thrown moonstone and says, Hulk doesn't know what Animus is, but Hulk knows what he will do to Animus. Hulk will smash. And then you get a real good where he basically spears Animus, who looks a lot bigger now in this panel than the Hulk, but that is a big head they got there. And it starts swinging. He kind of puts the head in the chest, knocks Animus off of the feet, and goes to try to control the club that Animus is holding. Meanwhile, on page 10, you got the Falcon still in the process of being waterboarded. His head is right above water. He looks angry at me for referring to him as Black Goliath in the beginning, but I got the Pegasus Project saga in my head too. While at the Seagate, the Falcon groans, his head bobbing half-consciously to the rhythm of the rising floodwaters. As nearby, we start to see a hand emerge from the depths. A crimson gauntleted hand shows why his partner has earned the title Living Legend. And Cap looks very disoriented in the eyes, but he is just breathing oxygen for the first time in several minutes. He's triumphant. It worked. Moonstone thought she was taking me by surprise, but I wanted her to blast me into the water. Now to get the Falcon out of here before someone gets wise. And so he uses his shield to smash the chains that had the Falcon bound to the pipe. He's swimming underwater with them. Good, Sam's reflexes are still working. He's holding his breath. But if I don't find an outlet soon, we won't have any breath left to hold. These are all thought bubbles, by the way. He's conserving his oxygen. Then he sees a porthole, it looks like, that you would see on a cruise ship, but it's that duct. Don't know where it goes, but don't have much choice. Oxygen almost G. Gasp. And they're out. So they went through the porthole, through the duct, and they're kind of in a big tunnel with water flowing out of it, collecting themselves on the ground. The air inside the maintenance alcove is stale, fetid, and sweeter than any the two heroes have ever breathed before.
Cap and the black guy, because they all look the same, the Kona.
Oh, no. Listen, all I saw was
no, I'm kidding you.
It looked, I thought it was Nick Fury. They called back to a quasar. Okay. All right, next page. Back with Animus and the Hulk squaring off. Looks like Animus has recovered a position pretty well since the Hulk just went charging into him. Because now they're exchanging blows. Looks like they both missed at the same time. But there's still a sound effect, although the sound effect could be for the panel below. But Animus is saying, you evidence a great propensity for survival, my dear brute. It's a shame my directive forces me to crush that inclination. Now, I read that correctly. It sounds a little odd, You evidence a great propensity for survival, my dear brute. You evidence.
Everyone,
I guess you could use it in that way.
with the size of that head, I think everyone just expects you to throw out big words everywhere.
Yeah.
It's true. He is using the parts of the brain that puny humans can't use. But Hulk is still calling him Animus, like a woman's name, first and last name. Animus will crush nothing when Animus is dead. So it's a good comeback. Well, you're gonna be dead soon. And then you see Moonstone and Kligger. They're trying to get out of this crazy recording studio. And Moonstone says, "Kligger, should I?" "No, Moonstone. Animus seems to be doing quite adequately on her own." And next panel, and she is. It looks like Hulk is throwing batting practice to her with chunks of the floor and being batted away with a club. "See, Hulk, your missiles are no threat to me whatsoever. So why don't you help to abbreviate this little unpleasantness and relax while I kill you?" And shoots the mind beam right at his head, but it sends a rock with it too. It gets Hulk pretty good up on about the head and shoulders. I think this is so far it's a pretty fair matchup of two brute forces with very similar comebacks. They all were like, "All right, well, I'll try to make a clever way, but you're gonna die, or you're dead. I will kill you." And then Hulk goes back on the old familiar, "Animus, you're going to make Hulk angry." And we all know what happens when Hulk gets angry. He ends up eating fruit pies from our sponsor. No. All right, now Animus isn't holding back. She's like, "Going to make? In that case, sir, it would seem propitious to assume a different tack." Uses a mind blast to send a zzz down to the ground, and the stone on the ground starts to come up, surrounding the Hulk. It's got him bound by the arms, and he seems very confused. "Huh? The floor moving? But floor isn't alive." Hulk doesn't, and it starts to cover his head, "understand." And then Animus is not looking happy, still probably exhausted from the slobber knocker she just engaged in. "It is done, Kligger. Excellent, Animus. You're a credit to your excellent." First of all, I think he was about to say something very sexist. He got better of it. I'm only basing this off the Warren Zevon song. I forget which one off the top of my head. Because she was a credit to her gender, so I think that's what he... And Animus is female, but has some real hairy shoulders. And not that a female-looking form. So they're back in the studio. Jackson has been watching this the whole time, puffing cigar smoke out his nose, and God love him, still bargaining with the boss, with Kligger. Kligger's like, "About the Wilson boy, do we bargain?" He says, "Why should I? You forget you're on my turf, the West Coast. I could snuff you all with the push of a button still. I do rather admire your style. Perhaps we could work something out." That sounds wishy-washy to me. But, and right when they think a deal is going to be struck, something else struck the window. The shields of the living legend himself, Captain America. Jackson. "What? The only thing you're going to be working on, Jackson, is next year's license plates." Yeah. He's assuming Jackson's not going to be assigned to the kitchen in prison. That's nice. And but Moonstone, she's she wants her record to get made next, so she's got his back. "No, stay back, or my laser blast will and then she gets blasted by not a laser, but then, who blasted her? Oh, we hear a voice. Think again, Moonstone. You've got 3 targets now. Are you going to pack it in, or to try to take us all on? Oh my. Who is that, fellas?
Marvel Man finally makes an appearance on page 15.
Finally.
Yes.
A conscious appearance.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. I was gonna say he's the sleepiest of the targets, I guess, so far. So he blasts her with the quantum band, which is smoking like a gun in his first awake panel. You notice that?
Because Anthony Stark's boys made them.
Yeah. Stark Industries is got that little NRA vibe. All right, so the bottom left panel, you got Moonstone. Definition of a problem: the seemingly irreconcilable choice between 2 equally unpleasant alternatives. Definition of a solution, and then you see the Wilson boy on the far left, Animus falling over on top of Kligger and Moonstone as the ground starts to rumble. Boom! Next page, or I should say Shrakum, is a big full page Hulk busting out of the floor, which is not alive. And the Hulk doesn't like hard darkness. Hulk will make bedtime rituals. Hulk will make hard darkness go away. And he snaps it, which was, evidently said very fast because mid smash, his whole head was covered. You couldn't hear him before that. Moonstone is not very happy. She is saying, that does it. Even with the Animus to help, I am not going against the 4 of them.
Help!
Yeah. So she starts to fly away. And who is she talking about? The 4 of them, though? Is she talking about, is she grouping in Wilson with that?
No,
it's Hulk.
Cap.
Oh, okay. Oh, right.
Problem,
Falcon is free. True. Okay. I forgot. All right. She's getting out of there, so she zaps the elevator doors over, the sliding doors. And the Moonstone does blasting an impromptu exit in the nearby Seagate. All right, so it's not an elevator. It's she's opening the doors, so water begins to flow in, and unwittingly adding to the torrent of water threatening to inundate the chamber. So now Animus is about to strike down on Hulk. Obstinate creature, you should have remained encased. Now I have no choice but to make you... Classic Animus. Die! But Hulk interrupts. Shut up. Eh? No, my club. Don't. Hulk said shut up. And then Hulk uses Animus' own club on her, knocking her back. See me in the club. Bottle for a book. Alright. And the Hulk smashes the club. He holds it in one hand and gives it the old potato pound on there. Shiny club hurt Hulk. Now Hulk will hurt shiny club. And just crunches it. Scrunch.
Looks like he almost vaporizes it.
Yeah.
Crushes it to dust or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool panel. You see all the motion lines around him. So, yeah, we'll find out more than a club. Animus covering her eyes in agony. No, that isn't just a club. It's the power source. Don't, please, Kligger, mother. I. And then there you go. It's a big 4 middle panels. The shrieking head begins to shrink more and more. And the last panel kind of looks like the silhouette of Aunt May. And then at the bottom, you see turned back into a beautiful woman with a big, puffy head of hair.
It was the 70s. Come on.
The 70s. It's not a bad haircut. There's a lot of it, though. There's just a lot. And thus, amidst the crackling aura of sound and coruscation, the pallid form of the vamp returns. Her mind, on the other hand, is not so fortunate. That's what you get when you turn against your shield, brothers.
That's right.
So now we see the next panel is Cap's Crimson Gauntlet reaching out towards Kligger in a very happy-go-lucky Wilson boy, still bound with ropes to the right. Face it, Kligger, you're through. No, it can't happen this way. I'm an important man, a United States Senator. All I care about is that Hell's Kitchen will... Alright, no, sorry. But he's a senator, a United States Senator. I can't be sent to jail like some common criminal, and I won't be. I may not be defeated, I may be defeated, but I'm not beaten. There is still one final victory that only I may choose. Mr. Jackson, if you please. Click, click, click. They hear an intercom buzz in. Certainly, Kligger, it's my duty, for as always, the corporation takes care of its own. And they all... Yeah. This panel opens, and it's like 4 machine guns. They start blasting down, shooting Kligger, the Wilson boy. Holy God! And now Falcon finally dried off and snapped out of it. He flies in. Jim, look out! But Cap's already rescued him. He's got the shield on the top, and not too soon because it's being spanged with bullets. I've got him, Falcon. And then they turn the page. And who is responsible for the shooting but the master of Kung Fu? Oh, no. That was... Not that big a crossover yet. Yeah. So Hulk is kind of standing in front of Marvel Man. Bullets. Bah! Marvel Man, my sentiments exactly, Hulk. Easy for him to say behind the Hulk. He's not even making up a quantum shield. All right. But Marvel Man says, which is why I'm stopping them. You may have smashed guns, but not the man who shot them. So Hulk will have to do that for you. And then Hulk leaps over. Come out of your glass cage, Jackson. Hulk wants to break you a little.
Just a little.
Just a little.
A little bit. Yeah, Cap, let's go, Marvel Man. We've got to seal the sea gate. But the Hulk, I said, let's go, mister. So he kind of grabs him by the hands, real fatherly. But you should never meet your heroes, I mean, you know. So then Hulk is trying to smash his way through the glass. It's not working. Come out, Jackson. You hurt Jim, and Jim is Hulk's friend. Jackson's like, good lord. That glass was designed to take a bazooka blast without a scratch. And as you see, his fist has begun to crack it. And Hulk continues, and nobody hurts Hulk's glass cage falling. Quite correct, Hulk. Just as fast as my ingenious pneumatic escapes tube will let it. But Hulk can't let the man who captured Jim, who hurt Jim, get away. So Hulk will fall too. And Hulk falls down the same secret passageway tunnel.
Falling past the same Hostess pie ad or Twinkie ad we had last episode. The Iron Man one. Yes.
Yes. Iron Man, the irresistible force. So Hulk is continuing to fall, and so he does, without the hindrance of the pneumatic safety valves. The Hulk plummets ever deeper, ever faster towards what? And then you see Marvel Boy just cleaning up a little bit. His cape is really rippling. He's got a big cape there. This is a Batman-esque kind of cape. So he says, moments later, after the ruptured Seagate has been sealed and hasty explanations made, Marvel Man, I've got Jackson's goons all trussed up. So now do we go after the Hulk? Negative, Marvel Man, he's long gone, and anyway, we've got to make sure our newly freed hostage is okay. This is the Falcon, making sure that the Wilson boy is alright. Okay? Man, I'm cruising on Cloud 9. Imagine, the Falcon, my uncle. So, he's happy about that. Captain America a little bit contemplative. But though young Jim's ebullience reflects the general air of relief pervading the chamber, a certain stalwart Avenger remains grim. And then the next page, you see I'm looking down at the body of the recently gunned down Kligger, for he has an honest affection for the country from which he derives his name, an affection greater than most men have for their own lives. And yet, once again, he's seen in a high-ranking official of that country's government.
Yeah.
I thought it was an S.
It
Government betrayed a sacred trust, pursuing a personal quest for power at the expense of those who choose him with their votes, with their hopes. It's not a pretty sight, the aftermath of deception, but Captain America has seen it before and knows he will see it again. And this time he's kind of looking over at the now either brain dead or insane the Vamp, who looks a lot worse off than when she first turned back from Animus. Now she's looking a mess. But the Cap's looking down, sad, just as he knows that he must accept it for the mark of any true respect, of any, yes, call it love, taking the bad with the good. So no one ever said that had to be easy. And Hulk looks at everybody, Marvel Man, the Wilson boy, his Uncle Falcon. Come on, let's go home.
But where's the Hulk?
Yeah.
At the bottom of the bay.
Yeah.
Next issue.
Bottom of the bay. Yeah.
So, Will, do you want to take it, or you want me to do it? It's up to you.
Tell you what, you can do it, man. I just want to do the panel with the name.
Okay. Okay.
Featured player. Yeah.
All right. So, next issue, Hulk 233. Again, Marvel's TV sensation.
Yes.
Still on the air.
Although, look, you see what it says this issue? Marvel's TV sensation side by side with Marvel Man.
Ooh, we get some top billing.
Ooh,
yes.
Finally.
He should have been like in his final appearance, Marvel Man.
Yeah.
All right, so
one cover mention ever. Huh.
Nice.
No, he got like 60 as Quasar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe
But
one
as
Marvel 2
Man.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
As Marvel Man, yeah. All right, so at the bottom of the bay, March 1979, Roger Stern writer, Sal Buscema, and Chick Stone artists, Tom
Orzechowski,
letterer, yes. Ooh, Francois Mouly, colorist. Ooh, French guy. Alan Milgram. Oh, is that Al Milgram?
Yeah, I think he did the cover. Yeah,
Alan
it says
Milgram,
Milgram's
editor.
on the cover. Yeah.
And Jim Shooter, editor-in-chief.
Cool.
All right, I'll try to be half as dramatic as Matt Kona.
Hey, it's got to be exactly half. Okay.
Yeah. Continuity.
Never go full Kona. Deep beneath the rocky surface of Alcatraz, half a ton of greenskin rage dives down a seemingly endless tunnel of gleaming vanadium steel after his prey. Man, how are you calling out a guy's weight like that?
Yeah.
So many big words too. I mean, a big character, but
Roger Stern showing off.
Yeah.
This is the Incredible Hulk, the strongest mortal being on the face of the earth, and God help anyone who gets in his way. Downward, ever downward, plummets the bellowing man monster, bouncing again and again off the polished tunnel surface, determined to capture the escaping craft. But that offending vehicle surges ahead, carrying the Hulk's foe deep into the one element which the Emerald Behemoth hates most, water.
So bath night's not a good time for the Hulk. Huh?
No, yes. An angry sneer on his lips, the Hulk plunges boldly into the icy depths, emerging mere seconds after the escape craft on the very bottom of San Francisco Bay. And Hulk's thinking, because he's underwater, can't talk. Jackson probably thinks that water will stop the Hulk, but Hulk can hold his breath for a long time, long enough to stop Jackson as he leaps up. And ensconced in his emergency escape capsule, Curtis Jackson, West Coast manager of the criminal corporation, soon learns that fact to his dismay. He's like, I don't believe it. He's still coming. He's ripping into the rear section of the capsule as we see it. He's only seconds away from rupturing the entire craft. If only he hasn't jammed the module release mechanism. With a watery swoosh, the rear compartment of the craft is suddenly jettisoned and a self-destruct timer begins to tick. Tick! And then we see a big boom underwater.
So let me get this straight. His emergency escape craft has within it
an emergency escape
craft. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I caught that.
Oh man, did you see the third panel here? Look how scared that fish looks. Just...
Oh yeah.
Oh no!
Crap! It's the Hulk.
Don't eat me. So yeah, blows a big explosion underwater. The explosion shatters windows all over the Bay Area, and the resultant waterspout just off the coast of Alcatraz is of particular interest to two S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. Oh, look, we get Marvel Man by page 6 this time.
Yeah.
Because Sitwell says, Marvel Man, what the devil was that? And Wendell says, I can't say for sure, Mr. Sitwell, but I'll bet anything that the Hulk's behind it. He went diving for that corporation bigwig after Kligger was killed.
Oh, sorry. Last issue. Ow. We have an editor's note.
And he says, permission to investigate, sir. Oh, here comes the good part. He says, granted, but how do you... And he says, Wendell says, plan to get out there? By star power. My control over my Uranian wristbands has increased since you last saw me. Flight is just one of the powers they can give me. So this is the first time he flies?
Wow, that's pretty cool.
I mean, what his third appearance or whatever?
Yeah, third or fourth appearance.
Yeah, he finally figured out how to fly.
S.H.I.E.L.D. was taking it slow, okay?
I guess. And as the last remaining S.H.I.E.L.D. super agent, the last remaining, takes to the air deep beneath the frigid waters of the bay, the Hulk shrugs off the stunning effects of an explosion that would have destroyed a lesser being. He is not at all happy. He thinks no one does that, the Hulk. Nobody! Just imagine that in like Stallone's voice.
Yeah.
Nobody does that! Nobody!
Nobody!
4 mighty limbs suddenly churned the water into a maelstrom. Maelstrom? Sending the man monster rocketing after Jackson like a living
spoilers.
Yeah, like about 10 years or a little more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something has to stop him. I can't let him catch me. I can't. Simultaneity as 2 twin cylinders of death shoot toward the Hulk. Jackson releases his ballast and the little sea craft knifes to the surface. So did he just jettison more parts of the ship? It's like a Chinese, what is that? Like an escape craft or a Chinese puzzle box?
I know, kidding.
Especially with Russian doll technology.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, look, you can get a Coneheads poster.
Nice. Very bare bones looking posters, by the way.
Well, the whole page is in black and white, so it's kind of...
Yeah. L.A. Farah. Ms. Carter. Ms. Anton. Giant Lad. I don't think she probably liked that.
Get yourself some posters for those nighttime activities. Nighttime rituals.
You're on the hard dark. You want to put some...
So, Kligger's craft breaks to the surface, and Wendell says, some sort of crazy hydrofoil. Where dat? But the would-be hero's question is abruptly interrupted by twin subsurface explosions, and one very angry green Goliath who comes charging out of the water. And I guess Wendell gets thrown into the water, because, you know, he learned to fly, but no fuel around him.
Shield, yeah.
And he thinks, well, at least I was right. It was the Hulk.
But now I have water pouring out of my ears.
I think it's out of that flowing locks.
Yeah. Or his headband. Really
true.
It looks like there's something written on his headband, too, but maybe that's just the lines. I don't know. But...
Mace the inker, I don't know.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, on the far side of the bay, Jackson's escape craft shoots across the waves at breakneck speed towards the rapidly opening maw of a specially maintained enclosed docking area. Within mere seconds, automatic docking devices slide the little skimmer into its berth, and 2 waiting corporation guards rush to assist their boss. Mr. Jackson, sir, what's wrong? The emergency buzzer went off, but no time to explain. Just unlimber those rapid fires and get ready for the fight of your lives. More ads. But no warning, no training, no amount of readiness could ever prepare the corporation sentries for the Hulk has you now as he drops through the roof. Cover me, you idiots, cover me. Hit him hard and keep hitting him. And for God's sake, concentrate your fire. He can't stand up to this forever. All day, men have been shooting at the Hulk, and yesterday, and the day before that. The result, no wonder he hasn't changed back the banner. Yeah. The result now is the same as then. A waste of ammunition and an ever-advancing Hulk. No, it's not possible. Nothing that lives could be that strong. Harry, shut up and run. As the Hulk's like reaching for them.
Just crushing the guns like pieces of tinfoil. Yeah.
So first you shoot at the Hulk, and now you try to run, just like all the rest. You want to get away? The Hulk will help you get away as he whips them across the room into some barrels. The guards are lucky. When they regain consciousness, they will be bruised and sore, but they will still be alive. They keep saying stuff like that, but does the Hulk really kill anybody at this point?
I don't think so.
Career? I don't think.
I mean, they could die from blunt force trauma, internal injuries, things that they don't mention in the comic book. There's not a wrap-up of all what happened to the thugs.
I think there was a story in the last few years where they kind of like wrote it where they're like, oh yeah, all those years, like even though, he was the Hulk, Banner was still there somewhere in his head, like doing the numbers, like I can throw them this hard and not kill them.
Yeah.
He is a genius, so.
So the Hulk says, bah, these puny men wasted Hulk's time. Hulk should have gone after Jackson. Jackson captured Hulk, shot at Hulk, tried to hurt Hulk's friend Jim.
And we have an editor's note. Last month's Captain America Hulk crossover. Al.
So I guess this doesn't count because we don't get Captain American here, do we? Just Marvel, man. Then we hear a beeping, beep, beep, beep. What? Truck horn is honking by itself? No, horn noise is coming from inside the truck. Something is trapped inside. There's something naggingly familiar about this truck to the Hulk. As if deep within his muddled mind, Bruce Banner's memories recognized it and forced him to act. Whatever the case, he shreds the side of the truck with the ease of a man ripping paper. And therein he finds Fred. Remember from last episode?
Yes.
And I love how they brought in Banner, they brought in Jim Wilson. They just left Fred in the van. In the truck.
Mouth taped up.
Now Hulk remembers Fred was taking Hulk somewhere in his van.
Editor's note in Hulk 231.
But how did you get in this truck? Why is it so hard for Hulk to remember that? And Fred says, don't let it worry you, Hulk. You, were going through a few changes at the time.
Cap 230.
Changing back to Banner, not puberty, people.
Yeah.
That's when the Wendell comes flying through the hole in the Hulk made in the ceiling. Okay, hold it right there, Hulk. Huh? We have to talk. Oh boy, here it comes, Will.
Yeah, here it comes.
After the backhand. So, Hulk says, Hulk does not have to talk to anyone. And Fred's thinking, who's this guy? And Wendell says, now don't be difficult. Just come along with me and S.H.I.E.L.D. will straighten everything out. And Hulk says, Hulk is not going anywhere with crazy flying man.
That's what his name is changed to, right?
Crazy flying man. That would be awesome if it was. And Hulk's just like, Hulk just wants to, as Marvel Man zaps the ground in front of him. He says, I say you are coming with me, and I don't care how strong you are. Oh boy. I don't care how strong you are. I can harness the power of stars. Of quasars!
Oh,
foreshadowing. Yes. Getting lippy for a guy who doesn't know how to put a shield up yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Hulk says, little man, Hulk does not care where your power comes from. Hulk will smash you just the same.
Bam.
Knocks him out of the building.
Yes, backhands him. He goes, you see him come flying out of the wall. Wow. Then Fred's back in his van, says, that was great. Just great, Hulk. blows against the Empire and all, but I really think it's a good idea if we split now. Don't hit me. That is, if it's all right with you. Hulk might as well go. Jackson is too far away for Hulk to find now. But everyone's far away because, I mean, he didn't touch Jackson, but everyone else he threw either across the room or out the wall, through the wall. Of course everyone's far away. But if Hulk ever sees him again, yeah, Hulk, I get the picture. And once more, the shock-worn little van takes off for Berkeley, even a several thousand yards down the coast.
It's like a mile away.
Makes an abrupt landing.
Why use yards?
Lands on his butt, and then you want to take these 2 panels, Will?
I'll take these 2. I love this whole little sequence right here. Are you okay, mister? Boy, that was some fall. You a superhero or something? Yeah, son, I'm called Marvel Man. Marvel Man? Boy, what a dopey name. It is?
He looks genuinely hurt.
He does. He hurt his feelings. I mean, come on.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
Kids could be so cruel.
He's ignoring his strawberry ice cream cone to make fun of me.
That's right.
I don't care if I drop this code. I don't care if I drop this code. I'm going to own you.
Totally owned him right there. What a dopey name.
So that's the last appearance of Marvel Man.
There we go.
Oh, we actually get like an interlude or 2 in this issue, because I was going to say last issue, it was kind of a bottle issue, because we didn't go anywhere. There was no interludes. It was all in that tunnel. It took place in that tunnel, man.
Yeah.
Because next page, even as the fledgling superhero considers the public's reaction. At New Mexico's Gamma Base, the events of the past 24 hours are subject of a heated discussion in the installation's communication center, as I guess Jasper Sitwell's calling in. It was the Doc Samson and Senator Hawk, because I guess we show up in the middle of the conversation because Samson's like, Jasper, you can't be serious. And he says, I'm afraid I am, Dr. Samson. And the senator's like, those are serious charges, Mr. Sitwell. Believe me, Senator Hawk, I wish I were wrong, but sworn statements from Captain America and the Falcon substantiate that the late Senator Stivak was indeed a corporation official.
See Hulk numbers 231 and 232.
It's almost beyond belief. I've known Eugene for years to suddenly learn that he was engaged in a criminal conspiracy. And Samson's like, Jasper, what about Dr. Soffin? Is she still missing, sir? You ought to know that. She'll now think she may well be the Moonstone.
And that's See Hulk numbers 228 and 229. Good old Al.
He's like, I'm sorry? Samson's like, so am I, Jasper. Samson out. Yes, sir. And Samson, I suppose this alters your plans for an investigation of Gamma-based, Senator. If it does, it does not. If I have to stay here through the spring recess, I'll have your job. Ooh. Samson's like, well, if it's my job you want, you're welcome to it. Lord knows I never wanted it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a patient to attend to. And who is this? This is Clay Quartermain. Yeah, he's like, he's right, Senator. Aren't you being a bit little rough on him? And the Senator says, no, by God, Quartermain, the public entrusts Gamma Base with millions of dollars annually, and I aim to see that they get their money's worth. And another interlude we get, at that moment, several hundred miles to the southeast, Major Glenn Talbot nervously waits for his wife to join him.
It should have said millions of yards away.
I'm still stuck on millions of dollars.
So several hundred miles to the southeast as the Quasar falls. So Glenn Talbot's waiting for his wife. This must be her flight now. Lord, we've been apart for such a short time. It seems like an eternity. Glenn sounded so shaken when we talked on the phone. She's thinking it's Betty Ross. I just hope we're doing the right thing. Glenn, over here. Betty, I almost didn't recognize you. You look wonderful. Thank you, Glenn. Have all the arrangements been made? You mean for this Spider-Man Twinkies ad?
Twinkies.
Have you got the guy in the overalls? Have you got the guy in the overalls with the camera?
Yes, he's fighting Photo Man.
Oh, God.
With a camera.
Yeah. Peter Parker must have been like, this is what would have happened if I went bad.
Trademark. So I guess Photo Man, it looks like the flash from his camera immobilizes people so then he can steal their valuables.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
If I developed technology like that, wow.
If you develop...
But Matt Kona, I guess you'll never guess how Spidey gets him to stop enough to capture him in this Twinkies ad.
Oh, man.
He gives him a Twinkie and then like webs him to the side of a building. looks like he's a couple floors up.
And Photo Man, he accepts that. He's like, I guess I'll just hang around here for a while.
Enjoy that Twinkie.
Enjoy that Twinkie.
Enjoy that Twinkie. You're gonna fall to your death in about an hour when this webbing dissolves. So back to Betty and Glenn. Yes, I'll take a few days. You know, things can get very hectic this time of year, even in Mexico. Glenn, are you sorry? Sorry, of course I am. But at this stage of the game, I don't see much choice in the matter. Come on. I hope you like the hotel.
Are they getting divorced or?
I'm trying to remember if they did or they didn't. I know eventually, like the Hulk drops him down a volcano or something.
It always happens.
Betty will be my wife. Oh yeah, they dropped him down a volcano and he never came back. But all right, final scene. Meanwhile, in a quiet residential area of Berkeley, California, Fred Sloan nears the end of this day's long and highly eventful journey. Come on, Hulk, cheer up. Sure, that Jackson character hassled us. Sure, he got away. But it's not so bad, is it? I mean, we're none the worse for wear, and pretty soon we'll be in a nice, cozy place, among friends. In fact, look, we're here already.
Wait a minute. If I'm going to drive somewhere with somebody, I would think that the Hulk would probably be the absolute... Are we there yet? I mean... No, shut up, Hulk. Oh, Hulk smash.
Back every 5 minutes, Hulk say, are we there yet?
Hulk want know if we there yet.
And then he's ashamed of him. Fred's like, maybe better stay in here while I go check things out. Then we see a woman come out. Freddie, hello there, stranger. It's been a while. She says, Trish, how long have you been in town? Just a few days. What brings you into the city? And he says, well, I'm kind of on the lam, you see. Then you hear oh no, as the Hulk rips the door off the van. Hulk is tired of waiting in stupid van. Now don't get alarmed, Trish. Yes, I know he's the Hulk, but I swear he won't hurt you. Why should he, Freddy? After all, we're old friends, aren't we, Hulk? Yes, Trish. Yes, Hulk knows you. You are Trish Star. Continued, but we won't get there because next week's January, so.
January into mystery.
If you guys want to listen to learn what happens, I bought it by accident. So
Nice.
Just call me up. I'll read it to you.
So where's
Berkeley.
Does anyone know where this Trish Star is from, where she met the Hulk previously?
I don't know the answer. I'll have to do some research on that. I honestly don't know.
I am not sure either.
I really don't care right now because next episode is January.
Into mystery. Oh wait, but we have to do. Hang on a second, because Quasar actually gets, and I do mean Quasar gets a. It looks like she was associated with the Defenders.
Okay. Okay. Hulk was a Defender. Yes.
So I'll summarize. I'll read these quick. 1 page and 1 panel of Quasar in Hulk 234. And while Gunther Mallory sustains a mild shock at the sight of his green-skinned visitor, the sun slowly sets at the New Mexico's Gamma-based Federal Research Facility, where another kind of special visitor is paying his respects. And after the Hulk threw me through the side of the building, well, I'm afraid I lost him. This is Wendell reporting it. So he's talking to, it looks like Clay Quartermain, that senator, and a secretary. Not surprising considering the circumstances. I think that'll be all, Lieutenant Periwinkle. Yes, sir. Oh, Lieutenant Periwinkle is taking the notes. Okay. Then we've got Clay and the senator and Marvel Man. I can't tell you how much your government appreciates you stopping off here to testify. Don't mention it, Senator Hawk. Well, with the S.H.I.E.L.D. super agents having gone kaput, I no longer had anything keeping me on the West Coast. As a matter of fact, I had to fly east for my next assignment anyway. I'm working in security on a new energy facility.
Oh.
Oh, Project Pegasus. That's the one, Quartermain. And I got an editor's note here.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Captain America number 230. In that case, Marvel Man, good luck on your new assignment. But thanks. But if we meet again, call me by my new code name. Call me Quasar. Be watching Marvel 2-in-1 for his next appearance. Ow, that's another editor's note.
Okay.
And then
There he is.
There he is.
Flying
One last thing. Now there goes a real hero, Quartermain. Where was our Dr. Sampson during debriefing? Doesn't he care about anything anymore? I don't know, Senator. Anyway, there goes a real hero. Quasar.
Yeah.
Scroll down, see our special. We did the Pegasus saga from this summer. So
Yeah, exactly. So wow, this gets us pretty much caught up on every appearance of Quasar before Quasar number 1, right?
except for some of those Dazzler. Wasn't he in Dazzler a couple
That's right.
times?
We have it. Yeah.
I have a few of those, but not yeah.
Yeah, I haven't read them yet, but I did collect the Dazzlers in question. Maybe I'll look. Maybe that's what I'll do on New Year's Eve.
3, 2, 1. His wife will be like, "Matt, honey, no."
Wait, let me finish this.
All right,
Dazzler's about to become the Herald of Galactus.
That's right.
Everybody synchronize Dazzler M-shoes. Who's got? If we open Dazzler 9 at 11:42,
we'll finish at the same time.
you'll get to Quasar's first appearance as the ball drops.
Nice.
Oh, I almost forgot Quasar news. We might, if I remind her, maybe we'll get some feedback for our first week of January because, well, every Quasar issue going forward, because with a December birthday, so I combined her December birthday and an early Christmas present, and I got Lilith Hellfire, the first, the two Quasar collections. Yes.
Oh,
Nice.
Yes.
For our humble readers, that would be these books right here.
So I did my
Volume 1.
So I did my part to support Quasar. Yes.
Thank you.
And something that we'll be returning to next episode.
Yeah. Bust it out.
So I told her, I said, "You gotta send us in some feedback." She's like, "Yeah, I will." Because I had to be. She was generous with me on my birthday in April, so I was like, I gotta be generous for her, especially if it's Christmas and her birthday. So I was like, "Hey,
here you go."
what says quality more than Quasar?"
That's right.
Ooh,
Exactly.
You in quality. Yeah. Nice.
That's right, for quality. I'm sorry. That's right, for quality.
For quality.
All right, so that was a lot. Anything else, gentlemen?
No, this wraps up our calendar year, right? And we
That's
started
right.
in 2018, so this is pretty big.
How many episodes have we done this year?
I believe this is episode 41. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, because I believe March will be 1 year, because I believe we started in March. So
Cool.
Yeah, I think so.
And we're going to have an amazing anniversary because we're doing an issue of Avengers, right?
well, I know 50. I know 50 is an Avengers, but
okay.
probably even 52, which should be like a full year.
Yeah.
We'll figure out something good to do. Have Matt Kona share some more prison stories or
Prison letter stories.
prison butter stories.
Yeah, okay, that sounds bad. I have some letters somewhere, but maybe I'll find them for you.
Dear Matthew, your voice on the radio makes me melt just like this butter. But no, I've enjoyed working with you gentlemen for most of this year, and
looking forward to next year.
Like we said, I got you locked in for at least another 2 years.
Contractual obligations, man.
What episode? We're at episode 300. How long have we been doing this?
Quasar actually appeared in. I know people will be like, he actually appeared in 300 issues. Yeah. I told you. Then we got Phyla and Avril, and We can do anything.
It's all just started with
That's right.
a couple of tweets, and now it's like
Tweet.
a lot of content up there. It's cool.
I had a dream. All right, let's get out of here.
All right.
All
You
right,
guys,
because you know what's coming up next episode.
right. Into mystery.
All right, so if you can contain yourself, Will Allred, where can people find you and your printed works?
You can find me at Wallred. That's WALLRED on Twitter, Gmail, and you can find my self-published work, Diary of Night, which is at diaryofnight.com, or you can find me at, of course, quantumzone.org, which is where we have the good old Quantum Zone, which has all things Quasar.
Yes, nice. And Matt Kona, where can people find you on the internet, and where are you going to be New Year's Eve?
Oh, yeah. I have a show on New Year's Eve.
Cool.
You have to be in the Cape Cod, Massachusetts area at a place called the Iris Village. So I'll be doing a long set there that night. It'll be fun. And there's a bunch of other comics on worth checking out. Yeah, Elle will be with me playing some songs, too. And you can find... That's my wife, Yael Gavish. We do a podcast together called Yael and Matt Recap. We just did an episode where I read American citizenship questions to her for her to answer. She did pretty good. I think I might have told you that she thought that there was a battle of Canada and the United States, but we'll ignore that.
Those Canadians.
And then we just did one. Yeah, you got to keep down. We have an upcoming one where we battle over trivia questions about Christmas and Hanukkah. So, yeah, it's fun. So look for that. It's Yale Matt Recap on Twitter, Instagram, all that. My name is Matt Kona, MATTKONA, on all the Facebook channels and Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff.
I'm just wait. Yeah, so you can watch Matt make fun of his wife for being a foreigner, and
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for the episode. I will smoke you on Quasar Trivia.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I wanted to do some Star Wars trivia because I was wearing a shirt that I got last year, the Happy Life Day shirt. I don't know. And if you guys have ever watched the Star Wars Christmas special from actually, it was probably from around the same time as this. Life Day is a Wookiee celebrated holiday that is not Christmas or Hanukkah, but that's what the holiday special is all about. It's an hour and a half of insanity. It's best watched in a group, but it's on YouTube. The Star Wars holiday special. If you haven't seen it, you should see it.
And I want to know how many people listen to this. So if you go, everyone, if you're in the area, go see Matt on, at the comedy show on New Year's Eve, and bring him a stick of butter. I want to know how many sticks of butter.
Yeah, the whole thing. I wasn't. It was a little single servy one you would get at McDonald's, but yeah. But yeah, I want the full stick. Whatever, man. I want to start the new year right. Yeah.
There's a drop. I'm cutting that out. I want the full stick. All right, let's get out of here. We've embarrassed him enough. All right. Everyone listening, including you, Shoshan, thank you for sticking with us through 2018. And if this is like your first time, go back and listen. But yeah, thank you, everyone, and join us in 2019.
Yep.
The holiday is over.
Time for us to journey somewhere.
That's right. Into mystery. I was gonna say some of our Operation Galactic Storm issues next year. I might have to be Quantumus. Watch it. It'll be like the middle of Galactic Storm. Hey, it's Quantumus. And watch it'll be an issue like Quasar's not even in. It'll be like, hey, it's Quantumus. Hey, let's talk 4.
Yeah, exactly.
Or Cap 400.
Yeah.
That's
Or
right.
Wonder Man.
At least if it's Cap, that'd still be Grunwald.
Yeah.
All right, Quantum Zoners. Remember, come back in 2019 and keep it quantum.